The truth is, Madonna is a pop legend, selling over 335 million records worldwide. She has managed to have one of the most luxurious careers in the music industry. But what if I told you that Madonna had to take an oath to acquire that success, that she openly serves a Masonic agenda in order to acquire her fame and fortune? Join me in this episode as we uncover the dark truth about Madonna. Madonna was born August 16, 1958 in Bay City, Michigan. Her family would eventually move to the suburb area of Detroit. She grew up in a well-off family, having both parents until she turned 5 when her mother would pass from cancer. This devastated her as she was noticing something odd about her mother before she passed. She could never truly get over the loss of her mother. She would terrorize any female her father brought to the house. Madonna would grow up worried that she would lose her father like she did her mother. This made her paranoid to the point that she would only sleep if she was by her father. Madonna's father would eventually remarry, getting into a marriage with a housekeeper he hired. From that moment on, Madonna resented her father, for in her mind, he was replacing her mother. Growing up, Madonna was a great student, but in her own words, she described herself as a lonely girl who was searching for something. Her father had signed her up for piano lessons and ballet lessons. Her ballet instructor persuaded her to take a career in dance, which she did. After graduating high school as a straight-A student, she would receive a dance scholarship to attend the University of Michigan. She would eventually drop out and move to New York City to pursue her dreams of being a dancer. She claims that she went to New York City with only $35 in her pocket. She quickly got a job at Dunkin' Donuts and got herself an apartment. She started taking classes at Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. She would eventually get the opportunity to be the understudy of Martha Graham. This connected her to some big names, eventually leading her to start working as a backup dancer for big name acts at the time. After one of those nights that she was working as a backup dancer, on her way home one late night, she was pursued by 2 men who forced her to do things to them. In 1979, Madonna got into a relationship with a musician, Dan Gilroy, who got her an audition to perform with a famous disco artist, Patrick Hernandez, as a backup singer and dancer. Madonna would eventually start her own band called The Breakfast Club. This is around the same time she made her acting debut on an indie film named A Certain Sacrifice. In 1980, Madonna left The Breakfast Club and began a relationship with the drummer who she would eventually end up making a 4-song demo tape with, which after she decided to go solo. In March of 1981, Camille Barbone, who ran Gotham Records, signed Madonna to her label and worked as her manager until February 1982. This is when Madonna would start attending disco clubs in hopes of getting DJs to play her record. She would eventually start dating a DJ by the name of Mark Cammons, who got her a meeting with Sire Records, who were owned by Warner Bros. Records. Madonna signed a deal for 3 singles with the option of an album. The record label quickly got to work on releasing her debut single, Everybody, which was released in October 1982, which marks the beginning of her successful career. This is what you may already know about Madonna, but the truth is much more sinister than this. I have come to believe that Madonna sold her soul to the devil and took an oath in order to achieve her dreams. The reason I have come to this conclusion is no other than Madonna herself. Her music videos and live performances all paint a clear picture on who Madonna truly represents. The record labels use Madonna to slowly demoralize women and manipulate them into adopting satanic values. Artists like Madonna needed to exist in order for artists like Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion to exist. The record labels often painted Madonna as the classic good girl gone bad, showing her as innocent as possible, but at the same time as provoking as possible. In Madonna's video for her song Like a Prayer, you can clearly see my point. The video shows her trying to look as innocent as possible, but in the same breath provoking. This video entirely was packed with satanic imagery. The video starts with Madonna in front of burning crosses. The whole song is just her comparing God's prayer to a lust for a man. Artists like Madonna, who promoted the agenda hiddenly within the core of their music, were created to make it possible for artists like Cardi B to openly promote the agenda without any worries. Madonna even has a song called Material Girl, where she instructs her fans to only love men for their money, the same very message that female music acts to this day openly and heavily promote. This is the message that is currently destroying the morals of millions of young girls. Women who dedicate their lives on making money off their looks, selling themselves to whoever is willing to pay as little as $5 a month on OnlyFans. The world we live in today wasn't created by accident. This is the results of years of planning and pushing an agenda. Like Madonna said, they want material girls, women who can be bought. As you can see, their agenda worked perfectly, as many young women in our current day and age openly gloat of how much money they made by selling photos and videos of themselves on OnlyFans. It's easy to see how effective an agenda could be when you have the right people pushing it. The next thing I'd like to talk about was the many satanic rituals that Madonna called her performances. The first performance that I would like to talk about was her 2015 Grammy performance. Madonna clearly shows her admiration to Lucifer in this performance, as she sings about loving him and features a group of horned, masked men who dance around Madonna as she's dressed to clearly show admiration to the ones who got her there. She performs her song Living for Love, which in my opinion seems to be dedicated to Lucifer. The song begins with her singing about letting him in and being reborn, and him building her up. I know many of you remember her performance in the 2003 MTV Awards, where she seems to initiate Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera. The performance clearly depicts a Masonic initiation ritual. We all have seen how Britney's life turned out after taking that oath. Another blatant Masonic ritual featured Drake. Madonna performed the Masonic chair dance ritual at a 2015 Coachella performance for Drake, the same Masonic chair dance that was performed by Beyonce. Everybody was mostly concerned with her kissing Drake, clearly overlooking that this was an open Masonic ritual. Madonna clearly shows time and time again her satanic alliance in many of her performances. In her Super Bowl halftime performance, she can't help but again depict her and her dancers with horns on their heads to show their admiration for their false god Baphomet. In her music video for one of her most famous songs, Into the Groove, which was released all the way back in the year 1990, you can see the same imagery, even though it's subtle. The video for the song starts with a scene from a movie that Madonna was in, called Desperately Seeking Susan. The scene they chose to start the video with shows a character from the movie wearing a jacket that displays the all-seeing eye, a beloved Masonic symbol. The most interesting thing I found was her song she titled Illuminati, where she opens the song by naming big artists' names that have been linked to the Masonic agenda, claiming they have nothing to do with the Illuminati. But then she admits the Illuminati are the founding fathers. Like I said multiple times on my channel, the Illuminati are just a bloodline and a subgroup within Freemasonry. Madonna knows this, and she knows her purpose, as she's telling her fans in this very song not to worry of the dark agenda and just let the music take control. She even speaks on the new Masonic world, claiming that artists have nothing to do with pushing the agenda to the masses. The next thing I'd like to talk about is Madonna also participating in vampire facials. Just like many other celebrities who will do anything to stay looking young and beautiful, she participates in these 6 satanic blood facials. In our current world, they want the masses to accept satanic behavior as normal. In my opinion, everything about rubbing blood on one's face just sounds sickening and disturbing. I honestly don't care whose blood it is. It just shows how much people are willing to do to stay youthful and beautiful. It's easy to see that Madonna clearly serves Lucifer and spreads a Masonic agenda. She has done so since she signed her very first deal. She manipulated millions of young fans into adopting satanic values for her love of money. Still to this day, she is trying her best to stay relevant. She knows what's coming. She is afraid that she is finally going to be forgotten, and her selling her soul was truly for a momentary gain. Madonna chose her paradise on earth, and at a very steep price. As we listen to our favorite artists, we must remember what agenda they truly represent. Artists like Madonna openly serve Lucifer and shove it in the faces of her fans. We cannot allow women like this to shape our future mothers, sisters, and daughters. Our world is only getting darker. We must find a way to guide our people back to the light. We must remember to help those who can't see the truth find the truth. Thank you for watching this episode of The Truth Is. If you would like to further support the channel, join me on Patreon, the link would be in the description. If you join before the 28th of this month, you could be entered to this month's monthly raffle, where you can win a shirt, a cash prize, and even pick a video topic. Also, please leave a comment below on your thoughts on this video and on any future topics you would like to see me cover on my channel. If you like this video, please hit the like button, as this helps other people find these videos. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified of future videos. Please follow me on Instagram at TheTruthIs01 and on TikTok at TheTruthIs. I will gladly appreciate it. Thank you. Goodbye.